Southern California man was recently released from prison after spending 23 years behind bars for a crime he did not commit.
His name is Bill Richards, and he maintained for 2 decades that he did not kill his wife.
Richards recently sat down with our Jennifer Kastner to talk about his newfound freedom and his continued struggle for justice.
A blue sky means more to Bill Richards.
It looks different without bars.
Than most of us will ever understand. Only 4 months ago, he walked out of a Rancho Cucamonga prison. 23 years after he was convicted of murdering his wife. A crime that the highest court in the state now believes he never committed. This is Richards' first sit-down television interview since his release. The 67-year-old is legally innocent.
I get out of the house and I keep busy, but I don't really have a life.
That's in part because he is broke. The old house and cars were liquidated during his lockup. The people he used to lean on are gone.
Through all those years, actually 5 of my closest friends, I mean, we were a tight group, they've all died. So, and say my family's died.
Now he's living here.
The custody staff will go, oh, wait a minute.
Wendy Cohen's an attorney who spent years working for his freedom. She and her family have put Richards up in their Riverside County home.
It's like having my brother stay with us, basically.
To give back, he does repairs and chores when he has the energy.
Can you work right now?
Well, I think it's going to be a problem. 1 is my age, and 2 is the cancer.
Prostate cancer that could spread anytime. Despite a wrongful conviction, Richards still hasn't received a dime from the state of California.
How do you get by without compensation? How do you do this?
I struggle. I get Social Security, but it's a very low Social Security simply because I was out of work for 23 years.
The compensation process has been nothing but a nightmare for us and for our clients.
Attorney Michael Samanchik is with the California Innocence Project. The nonprofit is located at the California Western School of Law in downtown San Diego. A team of attorneys and students work to free wrongfully convicted inmates. They tell us some of their clients have been waiting up to a decade to receive compensation. By law, the state is required to pay each exoneree $140 a day for each day he or she served behind bars. But Richards knows patience well, and that freedom is priceless.
This is one of the main sources of food in prison. And this came home in my property, and this sits here to remind me I will never go to prison, and I will never eat a ramen soup again.
He was 43 years old the last time he picked out his own clothing.
It's my new motorcycle jacket. Most of my clothes are in the laundry right now. It's nice to make a choice. I'll never wear anything blue again. Never. Early 1980s and late 1970s, when I was a young man.
There are photographs of his wife, Pamela, he kept in prison. Her body had been found in their Hesperia home, a lesion on her hand. An expert testified it was likely a bite mark from Richards. He was convicted of killing her. But years later, the expert admitted he was wrong and recanted his testimony. This year, the state Supreme Court overturned the conviction. Richards wore his wedding ring through it all. We asked if he wants to find love again.
I don't know. I just want to move forward. If my wife was still here, it'd be a different story, but she's not.
Idle time now comes with new satisfaction. He's finishing the nearly 700-page book he started in prison.
The death of a beloved spouse leaves a void that can never be filled.
He hopes to move to Nevada and open up an engineering company. There are no plans to look back.
It was just something he had to endure. You know, the fact that I'm free now, all those angers and frustrations, they're gone. Now it's time to move on and accomplish something with my life.
So if Richards didn't murder his wife, then who did? The California Innocence Project believes there's a possibility it was Angel Resendez, a serial killer dubbed the Railroad Killer, who was linked to at least 15 murders. He was executed 10 years ago. In the newsroom, Jennifer Kastner, KCAL 9 News.